If you're watching this video, you either want to get really rich wholesaling real estate, or you're here to watch this absolute smoke show, potentially take a shirt off and show you the absolute most amazing gun show of all time. Now, the second thing actually might happen, but if you're not here for the gun show, then you probably want to make a lot of money wholesaling, and that's probably something I'm way more qualified to do. So my name's Zach. I've done over 8 figures in assignment fees, and I make over 8 figures a year wholesaling real estate. And the truth is, wholesaling real estate is so easy to win. Now you might be like, who is this obnoxious brat kid yelling at me, telling me he's making all this money wholesaling and just telling me what I need to know? Well, I got nothing to say at the end of this. I'm just gonna show you exactly how I got rich wholesaling real estate and how you can get rich in this business too. Now, some of you broke internet trolls are probably gonna say something crazy to me in the comments like, oh, this guy's got a course or whatever. Guys, I don't need to say anything. I just get rich. You guys send me wholesaling deals on this channel. I make a ton of money. You make a ton of money. We're all happy. I don't have to be some stupid wholesaling coach pitching you some crazy program. But when I say it's so easy to win in wholesaling, I legit mean it. And when I say easy, like I'm talking like making like $100K a year, right? Not even something crazy. The way I kind of describe it is like, this is the bar, this is like the grass. And for most wholesalers who listen to this video, this is you, stick figure, because you're not in the gym yet, you're already peaking way over the bar, right? So this is like the bar to success to make 6 figures. And pretty much for the average person, they just walk over, they're way taller than the bar. So what you need to do is just be above this simple bar and you'll make 6 figures. And to make 7 figures is probably a different story, a little more work too, but it's really not that difficult to get to. You just got to follow 4 simple frameworks and you'll easily hit $100,000 a year. And no, there's no magic pills, course, program, mindset thing. I mean, this is all common things people who are making millions of dollars in wholesaling always do. The thing about it is, if you're watching this right now, as I'm recording this video, I'm 25 years old. Being young while doing this is also actually way better than when you're older. So just follow these 4 things and I guarantee you're gonna have the best success of hitting that bar and becoming rich and successful through wholesaling real estate. So the 4 simple facets that I'm gonna tell you that's gonna get you successful is number 1, and this is a simple one, but just don't quit. And by the way, my handwriting is bad on purpose to let you know that I'm so rich, I don't even care about my handwriting. But if you just don't quit, you're not going to lose in this business. Time and time and time again, I see wholesalers, they get so close to making some money and they just quit right before they actually start having success in this business. And I've always said this and I'm going to continue to keep saying this, but you never lose in wholesaling till you quit. I like to divide wholesaling in like 2 little categories. I have winners in one category, and then I have losers. And people are like, oh my gosh, Zach, that's so rude. Which one am I? Well, the truth is a winner is somebody that, is getting deals and making money. And a loser is somebody that quit. That is my actual definition of a winner and loser in wholesaling. Losers lose and winners win. But to become a loser, you have to quit. And when you are not doing any deals, but you haven't quit, you're gonna be in this like weird purgatory, which I'll make right here, called a WIT. And I call this a winner in training. And that means you're not a loser, but you're not a winner. You're kind of in this weird like a middle spot. And depending on if you decide you're gonna quit this business, you'll be a loser. And if you just keep going, I don't care if it takes you 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, you're still a winner in training. So if you want to become successful, all you have to do is you can just stay on the sidelines and just wait out for the most perfect opportunity possible. Just stay a winner in training. Now I might be like, well, how do I become more of a winner and less like a loser? Well, this one's pretty dang simple. It's just like a video game. Now I know most of you guys watching this are absolute degenerate 19-year-olds who just play Fortnite all day and are obsessed with your CSGO skins. And I'll be honest with you, Fortnite, Call of Duty, Warzone, like they're really fun. Madden, FIFA, what is it, FC now? That's how old I am, okay? I'm like FC. But if you're in a video game, right, and there's levels 1 and then all the way to 100, you'll find leveling from like 1 to 10 will take you probably like 3 hours, right? And then to get to like 95 to 100 will probably in any level of a game will probably take you 3,000 hours. Now I may be like, why is that possible? Well, every single level, it gets a little harder and harder and harder and you gotta get more XP to boost it. This is how pretty much most video games work. And this coolest part about going from levels 1 to 100 is 1 to 10 is the same thing. You might need to put like 30 hours in this business to be in like level 1 to 10 and then probably 1,000 hours from 10 to 100, probably a little more than that. But the thing is, it is so simple just to get to level 10. And really really all you need to do to hit like the bar is like level 25 or something like that. So maybe like 2 or 3 or 400 hours and you're gonna be right there making 6 figures. The coolest part about video games, and the same thing about wholesaling, is the more you play the video game, the more you level up. And the same exact thing will happen in wholesaling. Well, you might be like, well, Zach, there's a problem. I don't have like a level score next to me in wholesaling that tells me if I'm better or worse. This is why I love video games. Well, if you ever played Call of Duty, FIFA, Madden, Black Ops, right, multiplayer, not these weird single player dudes with no friends, you don't have a specific level when you play FIFA or Madden or Fortnite. Now, you might have these like XP levels, but like doesn't really mean nothing. Your quote leveling up is when your stats go well, right? You get more wins, more battle royale victories. Your KD in Call of Duty like jacks up. Now, you could be like the Prestige 6, but like that level up's pretty stupid, right? Because there's people who are level 6 are destroying prestige level guys in Call of Duty, so don't matter at all. But you find if you put more hours in the game, you start getting more wins and your KD is amazing. And you just end up doing better and better and better. And so you don't have a specific like level, but you end up finding out like you're pretty dang elite because you just put in the time and the output keeps going. Same thing in wholesaling. When you get really good at wholesaling, you're gonna find, it doesn't matter what level you are, but you're spitting out like 10, 20 grand a month. And then you know that your level is good because you're spitting out 10, 20, 40, 50 grand a month. So my number one important rule starting out here is you don't lose in wholesaling until you quit. So just don't quit the business and you're gonna have success. Now, my second rule for success, all you need to do is put like 20 hours a week in wholesaling, and that's pretty much all you need. Most people are in this like weird hustle Gary Vee thing that's like, you just gotta work until you're basically dead and you hate your life. And that's not like particularly wrong, but to be honest with you, like 20 hours of like actual work without looking at your phone, looking at social media, all these things is pretty much all you need, especially getting started. Because once you start getting money, you start getting systems like X Leads, you can start getting your calling, your dialing, buy some PPL leads, and you're gonna be pretty much getting a bunch of deals. But the thing is, it takes about 20 hours a week for you as a young man or woman to have, number one, the confidence / belief, the sheer volume of actual marketing, and most importantly, when you put in 20 hours a week, you're going to be going out here and getting these eyeballs. And eyeballs at your message that you are looking to go out here and buy houses for cash. See, here's the biggest problem I see most wholesalers have. Oh man, I'm calling 10 hours a week. I need to get rich. I need to become successful. Why not getting rich too, just like you, Zach? I'm putting in my 10, 15 hours a week of calling. Well, the truth is, it doesn't matter how much calling you're making. Who cares if you put 15 hours? Now take it from me. I'm the most jacked, handsomest, richest wholesaler of all time. I can tell you, I'm not spending 17 hours a day at the gym. To get this physique of a literal Greek god takes about an hour or maybe 2 at the gym every day. Ugh! But all jokes aside, it's like you being that guy that says, I work out 6 hours a day at the gym, but all you do is just doom scroll on your phone on the Smith machine, because it's what you do because you're on the Smith machine. That's why you're not jacked. And yeah, you can get jacked on the Smith machine, yeah, but like, is it sick? Nah. No. That's like Planet Fitness stuff. But it's all about the actual eyeballs. So if wholesaler A went out here, right, and he called for 10 hours and he got 10 pickups, and wholesaler B went out here, called, and he got 50 pickups, but wholesaler B cold called for 5 hours and wholesaler A cold called for 10 hours, who is more successful? The person that got the 50 pickups, not the 10 pickups, because it's about eyeballs. If somebody called, they didn't answer, that's not considered an eyeball. If you text 1,000 people and no one saw the text, it don't matter. So this is why it's so important to actually get eyeballs and not talking about how much hours we're putting in this business. Now, generally 20 hours a week is probably the best rule of thumb. Obviously 40, 50, 60, 70 is gonna be like priority stuff. Like that's gonna be the best of the best. But just putting 20 hours a week, which I know you can. All you gotta do is just delete your TikTok, delete your social medias, get out of your head that you can't do this. Like you can do it. You've seen people younger than you, dumber than you, who are becoming richer and more successful beyond your wildest dreams because they're deciding, they're actually believing in themselves. But you're still broke because you don't want to get your butt and start getting eyeballs looking at your message. I promise you, there are people way broker than you that started out in worse positions in life. And before you give me some sob story excuse of your life and all these things, I know people from the literal slums in Africa and Asia and in the worst time zones possible who are brokered, they're making $2 a day that started making $100,000 a year virtually wholesaling real estate. So you living in your mama's basement with perfect internet from AT&T, like fiber internet, Google, and you're complaining to me that you just can't become successful. Just stop. If we got these people from all over the world with all these crazy thicker accents than you, if they could become successful, you can become successful. Putting all these 20 hours a week is going to break that stupid limiting belief that you can never become a success in this business. Now, number 3 here to become successful, we need to learn. Learn. Now, learning and showing your plans is going to show exactly the right directions we got to be in here to become successful. And most wholesalers do not know how to learn properly. So what I'm going to highly suggest for you is you go to my website, freewholesaling.com. Oh, I knew this guy had a course. Well, first and foremost, the reason I have this dang course is for 2 things. I made the course because I was actually sick of repeating myself. Oh, how do I find cash buyers? How do I have a contract? How do I close a seller? How do I find probates? I was like, okay, I'm just gonna record one insane mega course, and I record it every single year and redo it. I just did it a couple months ago. And I'm just gonna teach everybody wholesaling real estate absolutely for free. Then it morphed into a community. Now it's the largest real estate school group. And all I do is teach wholesalers how to become rich and successful without charging them a dime, putting the power back to the people in the education space here. But the most important part about freewholesaling.com is I have an AI bot, which I give to everybody absolutely for free. It's my AI bot coach, and it's probably the best real estate training you're gonna find on when it comes to closing sellers or having confidence. So all you have to do is go to ChatGPT. Actually, I'll show you how to bypass it. Just search wholesaling real estate, and you're gonna be right here on my wholesaling real estate GPT. And all you need to do is just start the chat and go to voice mode right here. And boom, right there, you have the greatest real estate coach trained off of 5,000 to 10,000 hours of me, literally just watched all my YouTube channels, and now it's a complete expert. What is that, ChatGPT, Zach GPT wholesaling bot? How are you?
Hey there. I'm doing great and ready to dive into wholesaling real estate with you. Think of me as your Flip with Rick virtual coach who's packed with all that wholesaling and creative finance knowledge. So just let me know what you want to tackle.
Make me elite at closing sellers and building my confidence up.
Absolutely. Let's get you feeling like a pro at closing those deals and boosting your confidence along the way. One of the biggest things is just practicing your seller conversations, getting comfortable with the scripts, and then kind of making them your own. The more you do that, the more natural and confident you'll feel. And of course, I can throw in some tips and tricks along the way so you can really nail those closes.
Awesome. Pretend to be a seller, and I will pretend to be the wholesaler, and then give me tips at the end.
Absolutely. Let's do it. Zach, I definitely am interested. I'm just a little unsure how it all works, but I'm happy to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, so my name's Zach. I'm actually interested in buying properties in the area for cash. I usually buy about 15, 20 every single month with me and my partner, and we just give cash offers. We buy it cash, and we close pretty dang quick. I mean, how long have you been looking to sell the property for?
That was great. So first of all, awesome job just keeping it natural and letting them know you buy for cash and quickly. That's a confidence builder right there. One little tip, you can always just reassure them that there's no obligation and that you're just here to have a conversation. That tends to put a seller at ease, but overall you're doing great. Keep practicing and you'll be closing those deals like a pro.
Okay, let's go to the next part of the conversation.
Absolutely. So let's say the seller's now a bit more comfortable and they're like, yeah, I'm interested. Tell me what the next steps are. And then you can just guide them through it, talk them through how you'd make an offer, how you'd close quickly. And just remember, keep that conversational tone and you'll do awesome.
Awesome. What script should I be using when they say that?
Yeah, so a simple script that works really well is just something like, absolutely, I can walk you through the next steps. Basically, we'll take a quick look at the property, I'll make you a fair cash offer, and if it works for you, we can close on your timeline. So just keeping it really straightforward and letting them know there's no pressure is a great way to go, and that script will do the trick.
Awesome.
You got it. Just keep it simple and you'll be golden. The more you practice these little scripts and conversations, the more second nature it'll feel.
All right.
And I'm here anytime you want to.
There we go. So again, these AI bots, they're pretty good. You just float ideas, go through scripts, tips, and all these things, and your skill set's going to be amazing. So if you're somebody who's like struggling with your confidence or your belief, just go to freewholesaling.com. We have our AI coaching bot. It's completely for free, literally ChatGPT, but I have a GPT trained through about 10,000 hours of all my conversations. And so you're going to be an absolute pro at talking to these sellers and doing amazing. And so you can train the courses, the information. I'm skip tracing free lists. I just skip traced every active probate in Florida, and I gave it to everybody for free inside of freewholesaling.com. And it's one of the best trainings you can do. So if you actually want to learn how to become successful, you just go through here for free and then you start taking action. Again, we're not asking for money. We're just trying to help you out so you can have success here. So you stop paying these crazy wholesaling coaching programs. Now, lastly here, and probably the ones that's very, very small, but it's a massive difference in your success. It's just going to be your network. Now, I haven't been absolutely big on this my early years getting into wholesaling real estate, because all I was doing is grinding. But the older I get, and having these free, awesome communities has shown how it is essential to have a great network of people who are looking to do what you're looking to do. So what I mean by this is, let's look at your network as like a little circle right here. Okay, let's actually zoom it in. You got all your friends and buddies that are working their regular jobs, and you are like this crazy big yellow shining star that is looking different. You're doing a business, you don't want to go drinking every single weekend, and people start looking at like, what's wrong with you? Why aren't you trying to be like us? You gotta stop with this weird real estate thing. But guess what happens when you end up going out of that bubble and you end up being even a rich, successful, shining star, right? You're making millions of dollars and they're not, and you're rich and successful, right? They're all gonna say, oh my gosh, Zach, I was always there for you. I'm so glad you're making it, so inspirational, when they were the ones trashing you about your idea getting started. Well, guess what happened, how you can incubate where you can actually become an even bigger star and you can actually become more successful and better. Well, could you imagine you're a community where everyone in the community you're in, right? You're talking to all these people in like a Discord or the chat, and they're all trying to become rich, successful, and they all understand you and encouraging you to become rich. And they all want to send you real estate deals and work together, and we can all become successful. And you have like this little circle, right? This little, I mean, this is kind of like a fat oval, obese oval. But you're with all these other stars, you're actually going to end up all becoming stars and all making money, especially if people in here are making $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month. Well, I actually have a Discord called ZachDiscord.com. We have 27,000 people in that Discord, and it's one of the most active communities of people actually doing a ton of deals. Now, Wholesaling.com is an amazing community too. It's actually way bigger. It's got, as of this recording, almost 46,000 people in it. But there's something special about the Discord if you're somebody who's really young, because we've got a lot of young, rich, successful people, and they're chatting in there every single day. We got people in Wholesaling.com, Zach Discord, they're all kind of overlapping. But if you're in a network of people, right? So for example, you go to Wholesaling.com, you're going to be reaching out and talking to people who are making $60,000 a month that just want to help you out and do JV deals. Because when they help, they get JVs and deals too, that you're going to be in the circle of other people getting wholesaling. Now, where I lived in small town USA, there wasn't anyone doing real estate or trying to make money in the circles that I was in. So it's very hard to relate. And especially as an entrepreneur, it's hard to relate with other people, especially when you're on the younger side. But the cool part about going on our communities, which we have at ZachDiscord.com and freewholesaling.com, you're going to be able to go in these communities and talk to other like-minded people. And the most important part about it is there's no course sales, there's no pitch fest. We're all just looking to network and hang out together. I mean, every single Friday night I hang out with everyone in the Discord for about an hour, and it's absolutely one of the most best times ever. We talk, we share wins, we see everybody becoming successful. We see so many posts in freewholesaling.com every single day. I mean, shout out to my boy Corey out here getting his first deal done, just bragging about it. My boy Aaron out here sharing a quick $30,000 smackaroo. Jaira out here showing her fifth deal just closed. You're with a successful group of other people going out here and doing deals. The coolest part is if you go to the map feature right here, you're going to be able to be networked with so many other people in your city. So if you live in the middle of Kansas, you might not know this. If you're in like Salina, Kansas, there are 4 other people in your area looking into wholesaling you can network with that you have never known they're in your area unless you actually looked at our map features here. So the thing is, most of your network sucks because they're not looking to get into wholesaling. The cool part is in our communities, you're able to go find other people and actually network and be talking with other like-minded people. It's going to boost you, which between you and me reduces the chance that you're going to quit, which ends up making you more successful and you more money in this business. And so if I can make it so simple where you can't lose in this business, that you are going to become a winner, you're going to make $100,000 or even more in this business, I will tell you, you first and foremost just can't quit. That is like an absolute given. Number 2, you're gonna put at least 20 hours a week in this business, which I think anyone can do if they cut a lot of their social media and these weird TV shows they're watching and all this brain rot on TikTok. They actually learn from freewholesaling.com and join our communities at ZachDiscord.com and freewholesaling.com, and they're in a like-minded community of other successful wholesalers. That is how you start building confidence, belief, and deals in your bank account for wholesaling real estate. So if you're ready to get rich and successful wholesaling, do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe, go to freewholesaling.com to learn how to wholesale real estate for free. And I'll see you on the next video. This is Zach Ginn signing out. Have a blessed one.